full-blown cold start. It's been sitting for a couple days. Pretty impressive. This is a fully rebuilt, correct K-code motor that was balanced when it was done. It only has braking miles on it. Alright, here's one that I am really proud to present to you guys. I've been working on this deal for 3 years. I went and visited his car December of about 3 years ago. A year later, I went back and bought the gentleman's 69 GT350 Acapulco Blue 4-speed with air. Tried to buy this, didn't get it, waited another 2 years, we finally got it. So we've got a 1966 GT350 Shelby. I think it looks absolutely stunning. I haven't seen another one option like this. So there were 999 Hurst cars, which the majority of those were automatics, and they had the Chrome Magnum 500s. There were 1,365 what they call road cars. Now this would have to be a late car to be able to have these Chrome Magnum 500s, and it is. So we've got 6S 2269, which is roughly in the last 100 cars built, not taking into consideration the continuation cars and the convertibles. It's also really special about this car. It's original paint, which I'll show you with the paint meter, with the exception of the driver's door. That is almost unheard of. It is a stripe delete car, or was an option with the stripes, however you want to call that. Also radio delete, or was not option with the radio and not dealer installed radio. So it's a very, I think, masculine looking car and very unusual to see one with a Chrome Magnum 500 is not painted and no stripes. Now when we found this car, and you'll see the history because we have it from the Shelby registry, this car's had 5 owners. And it's showed in there when it was sub 6,000 miles or 5,000 miles, whatever, that early on that it had 434 Detroit locker in the back and they were drag racing it. I think this was loosely called, it wasn't really a drag car because it didn't have anything for drive shaft loop or anything like that. It hasn't been tubbed in the back or anything crazy. But when we found it, it had a roller 302 in it with the Buddy Shelby 2.4 intake. We elected to go with this date-coded, correct K-code, fully rebuilt motor that has only break-in miles, and it's got correct date-coded 66 heads. We went ahead and took the motor back apart so you could see it, and you could see that it was balanced internally, and took pictures of all the codes. So all you guys are into casting codes and numbers in there, we took a ton of pictures of it. Does not have the aluminum T10, it's cast iron T10 in there. It does not have the original carburetor. We put a new Holley carburetor, and the tri-Y headers are from Patriot. The entire exhaust system is brand new, and it's from Cobra-branded. Now Ted Vallis is the man who bought this car in 1988. Interestingly enough, one of the owners prior to Ted was Ned Scudder, who runs the Cobra registry. I have not spoken to him, so I don't know what history he knows about the car, but that might be neat if he jumps into the auction. Don't know. Now this car has not been hit in the front, and it does have 3 Ford numbers that are very clear, which is amazing. If you'll take the time to look inside the fender wells where we shot the pictures, you can actually see all 3 of the Ford numbers. Now we took this fender loose. I don't think this Shelby tag's ever been off, which I think is really, really neat. But we took this one loose and got the second Ford VIN number, which we had located from the inside, and sent that to Howard Pardee. So we do have all the documents from SAC, which is really, really nice. So we've scanned them all so you can look at them. But Mr. Ted Vallis owned this car since 1988, so he had it for 36 years. The miles are documented, and they're in the registry as well. I believe they're in the registry as well. But when he bought it, it had 56,000 miles. It now has, I think, about 62,000 miles. 62,261. The other thing that's non-original in the car is it does have a Hurst shifter in it. So you've got the headers, carburetor, shifter. The bottom side of the car is amazing. Almost all the primer, red oxide primer, is original. You'll see there's no undercoating on the bottom of the car. We have removed it. We did not repaint the bottom of the car. There's only a couple of sections that have been touched up, so you're going to get to see the original red oxide. Inside the wheelhouses, where it got down to bare metal, we left it because we want you to see all the date codes. You're going to see all the date codes on the inner wheelhouses, the rocker panels, a lot of codes that some of you guys might not have even seen. It is truly an exceptional car that's always been garage kept. I just absolutely love the color combination, the fact that it doesn't have stripes. The interior is original, unrestored, and I think is really exceptional for a 62,000 mile car. Now, there's a lot of guys out there that love the perfectly restored Shelbys. I get it, I love them too. I would much rather have this car unrestored, and it is very, very close to rust free. It's got some minor pinholes, that passenger rear wheelhouse. You're gonna have to look close in the pictures. And it has some minor rust on the inside of this driver's quarter at the drop-off panel. I mean, it's minor. I don't think anybody would mess with it or touch it. But it runs and drives fantastic. It's got a neat history, low miles. It's certainly a very rare combination. Red, black, no stripes, no radio, and a 4-speed. So I don't know what the breakdown were on the 1365 road cars with a 4-speed. Obviously, most of the Hurst cars, those 999 cars, were automatics. I think this would be high up on the list of a desirable car, condition-wise, color combination, and I think it's neat that it was built towards the tail end of production. I think they got much better at their cars. Another interesting thing to note on this car is the hood's fiberglass. I've read quite a bit about the hoods and the debacle that Shelby had with the steel hoods, and then the steel hood, the steel inner structure with the fiberglass on the outside, on and on and on. I guess there was at least 3 different hood manufacturers. I'm not 100% sure if this hood's correct, but it sure does fit good. And the paint looks the part. So now let's grab a paint meter gauge. We'll go over the car. Now, when Mr. Vallis bought this car, it was sold to him as an unrestored original car. We did find in the car under one of the seats, it was kind of cool, a piece of paper we had taken to the car show and described it as such. We grabbed the gauge out and walk around the car. Now, this car has been in New Jersey, I believe, its entire life. So we did get a vintage 67 New Jersey inspection sticker, which I think is cool, and a correct pair of 67 vintage New Jersey license plates to set it off. 1.5, 2.0. Now you can even see how thin the paint's gotten up here. I love the patina. 2.5, 2.5, 1.5, 3.0, 2.5, 2.5, 3.0, 3.0, 2.5, 2.0, 2.0, 3.0, 3.0. We're going to leave this for last. 2.5, 3.0, 3.0, 2.5, 2.5, 2.0, 2.0, 3.0. Now the color match is not terrible in this door. If I were going to keep this car, I'd rather do this door, make it better, and try to blend it better for the car. Obviously not original paint on this door, and it has had body work. 10.5, 9, 7, 9.5. I think that's impressive. Many of the Shelbys we've had over the years have been painted 3, 4, 5 times, not unusual. So let's take it for a drive. It runs and drives fantastic. That's important, and everybody will, I'm confident we photographed these, but it's got the correct impact belts, and you'll see the date code, 1966. These were by Cummins and Sander Division. They're really in nice shape. Very consistent with the rest of the cars. They should be, but that. Now you know you're in a Shelby. Absolutely. The only thing I think that would make this car better, which I haven't seen. We have had one 66K code that was a factory heater delete car. It was an SCCA race car. Paperwork to back it up. I love radio delete. Absolutely love that. But the cars, we just started pulling it out. Oil pressure, fuel gauges work. All the gauges are working. Tach, again, 62,000 miles. Just a really, really nice, honest, clean, unrestored original interior car. I personally think it'd be a crime to restore this car, but I guess if you wanted to have the most perfect Shelby on the planet, it'd be a good start, but I'd leave it just as is. And again, back to the motor. This is not the bore-width motor. It is a 65, 66 date-coded, correct K-code motor, which would be the right motor for this car, and it is unstamped. So I don't know if it was a warranty motor, over-the-counter motor, or what, but it is not stamped with any bit. This car is a monster. So, and it does have a Hurst shifter as well. But look at it going down the road. Front suspension's tight. Steering wheel's straight. The car gets out of the hole hard. It's got 410 gears in it right now. We'll let it get a little bit of heat in the motor before we run it like Mr. Shelby intended. What a great car. Handles well. We did the brakes, we did all the fluids, we did the seat, we opened the transmission and checked it. It is in excellent shape. I don't know if it's been rebuilt or not, but it did not need anything. We just did the seals. And again, even though this motor just had break-in miles, we went ahead and took it apart so we could show you guys all the codes inside the motor. Hard, but this is a car you can drive every day. It's got some patina on it, it's got some nicks, some scratches, some thin spots in the paint. But how often do you see an original paint 66? We've been buying Shelbys starting this October, will be our 40th year. On a slow year, we'll find 4 or 5. On a big year, which 2023 was one of our biggest years ever, we owned almost 20. This year being 2024, had a much harder time finding them this year. I think we were around 10, but we rarely get the 65 and 66s bought. 67 through 70s, for some reason, were much easier for us to find and get them bought. And over the years of the 66s that I can remember, I think we maybe have had 2 of original paint, and the paint quality was nothing like this car. Not having the Le Mans stripes over the hood just gives this car an extra touch of class. It's really neat. It's fast. Still gets your attention. Gotta love it. Now I'm not gonna just run it all the way to $7 grand because this motor's a break-in motor, but Alex has got this car dialed in and it runs fantastic. At this point, I don't know of anything the car needs. We put our best foot forward. If you want a driver, if you've been waiting for a driver, we get asked all the time, I just want a driver quality 66 specifically, and everybody wants a 4-speed. I don't know how much better can get than a red, no stripe, radio delete, 4-speed with 62,000 miles. With really good ownership history. Okay, that's cool. So grab him up there, we'll come out the hole up here. Anybody want to see one more burnout? I do. Woo! Smoked them back there. Smoke them if you got them. Man, I should keep this car. It's a great car. Whoever ends up with this car is going to love it. It drives fantastic. Get in, hit the key, and go, and don't worry about it. It's a really good driver car. There you have it. I just think this is a really, really rare opportunity for a car with this color code and options and a 4-speed. And look straight ahead. We do officially now have all the parts for the 67 factory supercharged car. Thanks to all out there that's helped us with that, especially Snake Oil Products, Python Restorations, Ashmore Speed, guys out there that helped us gather it up. That car's going into restoration in January, and hopefully you'll see it in a year. And that's why we got to sell this one to pay for that one. Thanks for watching. Good luck with the auction.